Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video for the September 2025 auction taking place between the 9th and the 12th. Something a bit different again. We had our video with Matt Owens. Thank you, Matt, for coming down for that video. I hope you enjoyed that. Let us know in the comments of that video or this video what you thought of us being with a special guest. But yeah, like I said, something different again. We're going to have staff top 10 picks. So this is budget not really an option, so just forget about what these things will cost. What would we pick? 10 guitars in the sale, which is quite a challenge. There's a lot here, but actually I found it very difficult to even pick 10, which I don't think that says much about the quality of our stock. I'm just quite picky. There's lots for everyone, but anyway. So that does mean that Chris is going to make an appearance in front of the camera.
Oh no.
Chris is making an appearance. So we will both. So I think, yeah, a great way to introduce Chris in front of the lens. So we can talk about, he'll be talking about guitars that he likes and not being forced to pretend he likes.
Yeah, gun to my
guitars.
head.
Yeah.
I like this guitar, right?
So, yeah, all these guitars are going to feature in our next auction it'll be the 9th of September, because that is when the day the guitars are being sold. But there are, of course, amps, pedals, memorabilia, studio and audio equipment, that kind of thing. Obviously, check out the catalogue, auctions.gardinerhoulgate.co.uk. That's for registration and live bidding, but a lot of you use the guitarauctions.com or guitar-auctions.co.uk website, which is also our preview website. And of course, do subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, hit the bell icon. We are approaching 10,000 subs, which would be great to get there before Christmas. So I'm not going to beg, but it would be amazing if you could hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you haven't got a YouTube account to do so, maybe now's the time. Create that YouTube account just to help us out. Be a fantastic Christmas present for us. And then, of course, we will have this auction and another auction in December, where maybe there'll be some Christmas presents in that auction for you guys. So, yeah, let's take a look at the staff top 10. Don't all spit your coffee and tea out as I present a Hofner in front of you. A lot of you who've seen this channel before would probably find it very odd me picking a Hofner. This is lot 10 in the cell. But the reason I am picking this is because it's a baritone and it's very, very rare. Baritone, I guess the bass 6 kind of thing, which I do really like, bass 6s. I admit I'm not the biggest Hofner fan, but I think this is a really cool guitar. It's all working. Quite rare to actually have a solid electric that comes to us and all the electrics are working, because for some reason they come and they're usually not. But must be something to do with the complex wiring, I don't know. But this is just a cool thing and something different to have in your arsenal. I don't actually have a bass 6 or baritone, even though I do like them. So yeah, if money was no object, then it would be something useful to add to my collection. I think the first reason I'm picking this is because it's only got one pickup, which is all you need.
Some would argue against that.
The majority would argue against that. That's just me. And like I always say, one knob too many. I never need the tone. In fact, I don't ever really need the volume because I just turn it right up. So I just need a guitar with everything up just to pick up. Anyway, Neil Ivison makes incredible guitars, and this is his DC-59. Obviously very Gibson inspired. Like a lot of his guitars are, to be fair, but this is in the sort of TV yellow finish, lightly aged, really does look the part, nice big neck, and his own wound pickup as well. I think that's a fantastic instrument. Now, I love Starcaster guitars, and I love them even before Tom DeLonge started using them. So now Tom DeLonge also uses them, who's one of my favourite guitarists, as regular viewers of the channel will know. Even better, albeit him having his modified one. But this on the left is a 75. It's in fantastic original condition with the original case. And as you can see, I mean, it would have been a fairly blonde finish anyway, but that is what 40 odd years of aging does to you. on top of this stool that's probably even older. The old porter's stool, that's been around since before I was a porter at the company. A long time. We used to have to sit on that and keep guard of the room. But anyway, this isn't about stools, it's about guitars. I've picked both of them because you've got the one here that's out of my budget and the one that's probably more within my budget but is really, really good guitar. A lot of you know that I've got a lot of time for the sort of modern age Squiers, whether that's yeah, the Player series and all that kind of thing. So yeah, the contemporary Squiers. So that is a fantastic instrument, and if I had to pick out the two, I probably, oh God, that's difficult actually. That's really difficult. I don't know. Be nice to have both, wouldn't it? But this one I wouldn't be scared of taking out and modifying it if I needed to. But both really cool guitars. So here we have a 66 Strat, and it's one of my picks of the sale for Stratocasters. I love the all natural aging rather than a Fender Custom Shop Relic job. But one of the reasons I love 66 Strats and the transition is the big headstocks. I love the bigger transition logo as well. There's a lot of purists who prefer the spaghetti logos, but there we go. But yeah, I love big headstocks on the Fender guitars. Very much in the vibe of Jimi Hendrix, who was one of my biggest influences growing up. Huge fan, and pretty much with Queen and Ozzy Osbourne and Blink-182, of course. Jimi Hendrix was all I really listened to. I think it's quite interesting just looking at two guitars a year apart side by side, because you can see the changes and the features. This 65 is not necessarily in my top 10, but we're just here. As you can see, we've got the transitional type logo, but the smaller head on that early 65. You've got the green guard, which is an earlier feature on the 65, and we've got the white guard here. And then you've got the clay dots, which is a late 64, early 65 feature, and then the pearl dots here, and the Indian rosewood board. So I think it's always interesting putting these guitars together, especially when they're not far apart in age, just to see those changes. But yeah, that would be my pick of the Strats, just because it looks cool, plenty of mojo, nice neck, yeah, really cool guitar. So I'm not the biggest acoustic player. I'm also not always the biggest fan of the later 60s Gibsons, just because I don't really get on with the smaller necks. However, when this arrived with the seller and I took it out of the case and I played it, it just filled the room. It's a phenomenal sounding instrument, and actually, because the neck is quite deep, it is a skinnier nut, but the neck's quite deep, it's a lot more comfortable to play. So yeah, if I had to take any of, money no object, take any of the acoustics, it would be this one. It sounds incredible and really does fill the room, kind of as you'd expect for a J200. But I've got a lot of time for that one, and that is, what is that? Lot number 322 in the auction, and it's in great original condition. I could have picked any of the red specials. It doesn't really matter which one. I guess this is, in terms of spec, this is more honest to Brian May's guitar. This is a Guild, so quite collectible now. And just because Brian May is one of my guitar heroes, I thought I should include this. Would I own one? It'd be good fun to own one. Would I play one out live? Probably not, because there's only one man, I think, that should be on a stage with one, and that's Brian May.
I guess if you're playing that, you've got to commit, haven't you?
Exactly. Or a Queen tribute band, also acceptable. Play what you want though, it's all fine, it's all good. But yeah, had to include a Brian May Red Special. Now, I know nothing about this guitar whatsoever, so bear with me a little bit. It's a custom made Strat, we have no idea who it's by. Body, I just love the relicing on the body. Obviously it's not naturally relicked, it's been done on purpose. But it's a fantastic parts caster. So if you're looking for a guitar that can fit a lower budget, then this may be the one. So really cool body, unknown neck. When it came in, it did have a in-keeping Fender logo, and we had to take it off because it's not a Fender, so for legal purposes. So the headstock could do with redoing. To whoever takes it on can put their own decal on, or put a Fender one on if you want. It's not our problem then. But yeah, decent parts, bare knuckle pickups, decent pots, all great hardware. But it's a really cool Strat. Looks the part, feels the part, sounds the part, and shouldn't, because it's a Partscaster, break the bank. I've always said Kaiwa, but Chris has just said he'd pronounce it Kawai. So I think, let us know in the comments what is correct. What Chris has said is probably correct, because I always get it wrong. But anyway, I love this guitar. I love quirky Japanese instruments, especially ones that are great quality, which this one is. This is a KE-10 for the Performer series, and it has some Mighty Mite MFG pickups in, which were favoured by Eddie Van Halen. So if they're good enough for Eddie, I think they're more than good enough for me. But yeah, really cool instrument, really high output as well, as you can imagine, with those pickups. And yeah, what's not to like? Tell me in the comments, what is not to like? Cool guitar. And I had to finish my selection with this 1977 Gibson RD Artist. I love them. I think they look really cool. Out of the entire sale, this is the one I would buy. I'm not going to, but it is the one I would buy if money was no object. I think they're really cool. Moog electronics, which I'd leave in because they sound beastly, absolutely huge, and be good fun. But I love the shape. First artist that I ever saw use one when I was growing up playing guitar was Dave Grohl, and you've probably heard me say in previous videos, because I think we've featured this in previous videos, a very good friend of mine. I remember when we were about 16 and he acquired one, and yeah, I was uber jealous because I thought it was great. Probably a bit too heavy for me at the time with my weak 15, 16-year-old guns, but yeah, it does weigh a bit, but one day I will own one. I think they're really cool instruments. So here we have him, Chris on camera.
Luke's minion.
He is going to show us how it's done.
Show us how it's done? Well, you said right at the start that it's choose whatever guitar you like, and there's no pressure, no gun to the head or anything like that. But Luke did pick basically all of the guitars that I would have picked, which shows our interests are pretty aligned. But I mean, an RD, what's not to love? This is the only guitar out of the ones that I'm going to show that is the same as Luke's. I mean, I never really used to like them, and then I'm pretty sure Bill Kelleher of Mastodon was using them for a bit, and then that's when I was like, no, that's the guitar for me. Big Mastodon fan, big fan of, I mean, that whole band, everyone in it, great. But just such a cool guitar, man. And who doesn't like funky shaped guitars?
Absolutely.
And starting as I mean to go on with funky shaped guitars, it doesn't get any bigger, some maybe not so better, than a Washburn ML. This is only a Chinese made one, but the Funky Monkey series are pretty well, I was going to say revered, but that's a bit too heady heights, isn't it? But big Pantera fan, big Dimebag fan, so how can I not like an ML? And with Randy Rhoads with the polka dots too. And what else can you say about it? Apart from that.
It's pointy.
It's pointy, so it's great. So jumping away from pointy guitars for a sec, but no less outlandish. An EVH, it's the classic red, white and black Van Halen. I mean, huge Van Halen fan.
Fender EVH as well.
It's the Fender EVH, yeah. I'm never, ever in my life going to get close to playing like Eddie. Not with that attitude, but no, it's true. Because who can, let's be real. I mean, that's basically the reason why I picked it. It's just because like I said, big Van Halen fan. Luke says, one pickup is enough and that's all you need. One knob is all you need. I disagree. Floyd Rose as well.
It's a step too far for me.
And with the D-tuner too. I mean, you know, and everyone's saying about maybe I'm being a bit too brutal with this, but everyone who says that Floyd Rose are hard to restring, got bad news for you. They're not so bad when you know how to do it.
If you need a Floyd Rose restrung, just come and see Chris.
But
We'll
keeping on that
seconds.
same thing with those, it's the Music Man Access. So I forget when they did the EVH run, but this is essentially the EVH signature. There's a few less, there's I think less knobs on this, but it's that more modern sort of Van Halen approach. But yeah, the first time I saw one of these, I was like, oh, I want it, just because, again, big Van Halen fan. And I knew one guy who had one, and he said at the time like how difficult they were to get hold of. I mean, how true that actually was, I don't know, but I'd never really seen one before. But that is my other pick, just because double Van Halen.
I'm starting to see a theme, Chris.
Pointy guitars?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair, it's because of the music we like. And I say we, because we listen to a lot of the same stuff.
Indeed.
But big Metallica fan, huge fan of James. How can you not be? The bionic right arm for those riffs. I mean, I picked this just because I love Explorers. So this is a 2018 Explorer. Is it an Explorer T?
It will be within that year, yeah.
But I mean, I already own one. Not one of these. I own a 92 one that I actually bought from here. That I've modified, and you know, I've basically Jamesed it up. I've copied one of his guitars.
And it is a great copy. It looks identical.
There's a lot of work to go into it, so. But it's great, and it plays great too. But this, I mean, they've got great necks on them. They're not too fat. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is glossy necks. So if this was me, I'd probably take some super fine steel wool, like the Quad Zero stuff. Maybe some finer grade, like sandpaper, just to satin it out a bit. But just love it.
And would you have that colour?
Natural is like probably my last pick. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like...
I would have that over a wine red.
Oh, 100%, yeah. But it's black or white is at the top, but then that's the 80s Metallica influence, isn't it? And Luke's nodding his head pretty strongly, because I think this guy, if there was a white one, he'd be all over it like a cheap suit.
White all the way. The hammer goes down quick. Joke.
Mine.
Yeah, we don't do that, I promise.
But yeah, just love Explorers, man. Great guitar.
Now that has either got one too many or one too few strings.
5. Too many for a bass, too few for a guitar.
Exactly.
But I mean, I've picked this because obviously I've mentioned mostly metal music, I guess, but I'm also a huge Rush fan. Love Geddy, Alex, and sadly Neil, obviously. But yeah, this is just mega Geddy vibes. Not only is it that, but I mean, this is a really solid 5-string bass. You've got a lot of EQ control over it and everything, but I mean, let's be fair, who doesn't want the as well?
I mean, we are not Squier snobs here at all.
Not in the slightest.
There obviously are a lot of people that are, but, and like I say, we're not Squier snobs, but it's almost unbelievable.
What a good quality instrument it is.
With the bad rep that obviously, I mean, more modern Squiers have got a good reputation, but
yeah,
it's unbelievable how good a bass this is.
Yeah. I mean, this is a 2021 5 that's made in Indonesia. And a lot of people go, you know, turn their nose up at anywhere in the East, really, to a point. But it feels great, man. It's a really, really well-made thing. And like modern-made guitars, like, can you really go wrong just because of manufacturing standards? If, you know, if everything's like CNC'd or whatever, then you're going to have that precision, aren't you? But I mean, it's a great thing.
And the neck feels incredible as well.
Because it's
smooth.
Bonneville. Kind of like the bike, which is probably why I like this. So as well as guitars, I do kind of like, I was going to say planes, trains and automobiles, but that's not true. It's kind of just cars and bikes. But you can see the theming with all the, you know, like the spanner and the gears and a piston on it and stuff like that. But I'll be honest, and it feels almost shameful to admit this given where I work and where we are right now, but I know nothing about this company. So yeah, it was just when it came in, I was like, I've never seen this before. This is a really cool thing, and yeah, that combination of sort of like hot rod kind of meets pseudo sort of like Les Paul. I mean, it's just really cool, man. And yeah, I love it. It's a really well made thing. I mean, like, check out this volute on the back as well. It's kind of got that almost like Cadillac kind of styling to it.
It is cool.
But
Really cool.
yeah, this guitar generally, really, really cool. I think all the parts on it that aren't, you know, standard parts you can buy, like the switches with the tips and things, were all machined by the guy who made them, made the guitar. But yeah, me like bike, me like guitar, me like both together, I guess. Quite terrible to admit this. I almost kind of like it just because it's orange. But the Mira X is a pretty solid guitar. This is a little different to how I think I remember the Mira X. I remember trying one of these out in, I want to say when they were still Reverb, maybe they were PMT then. But it had like an extra switch here, which had like a, I think it was some kind of gain boost or something. It might even been a coil thing, I really can't remember. But essentially, this is just a Les Paul Jr. special, but with US PRS build quality, which some people go, you know, but this thing feels great. It plays great as well, and
You wouldn't find a Gibson in that colour.
you definitely wouldn't find a Gibson in that colour, especially not all the way through, I feel. It's like maximum orange.
All the orange you need.
All of the orange you need.
All the vitamin C you need.
Yeah, I mean, and the black goes great too. I mean, it's almost, actually I think I've just ruined it for myself by saying this, but it's like Tony the Tiger from Frosty's vibes. But yeah, it's a killer guitar, man. Sounds big, and what's not to like?
Absolutely.
PRS Mira X. Mira?
Let us know in the comments.
So just so I can absolve myself of any mistakes that I may have made making this video so far. Luke has just said to me he's got newfound respect for being on the other side of the camera.
It's difficult. It's really difficult.
Especially when you've got someone who's like moving a guitar around like this when you're trying to...
Me? Never.
Yeah, no, not in a million years. But this is another choice for me. This is actually a very recent sort of discovery for me, I guess. Someone asked for a condition report on this, so that is a free service that we offer, so we can make sure everyone is happy before bidding on certain lots. But I picked this up. I have no idea what this is tuned in. It's quite low, but this thing feels really, really great. This is a Polka Event Series P8EN, I think. There is, I think above it there's a P9, and under it there's a P6 or something like that.
We do have another Parker acoustic in the sale, slightly
there we
different
go.
model. We've never had a Parker acoustic before, and then two,
Such is the way.
yeah,
Like
turn up
buses.
in one cell.
This is really, really rare. We've never seen one before. We have 5.
It does sound incredible though. Chris, when
Yeah.
Chris was doing the condition report, you plugged it in, and I was like, even I walked all the way over from the other side of the room. My legs, I actually did it, ran all the way over just to see what he was playing. And yeah, it's a cool guitar.
It's really, really great. You've got a under the saddle piezo pickup, this Fishman in the sort of the neck position, and you can blend between the two. But yeah, this through there's a little Super Champ hidden over in that corner with a ton of reverb on it, and it just sounded amazing. I mean, it's quite a goofy looking acoustic. I mean, it doesn't fit that sort of traditional dreadnought shape, but yeah, it's fantastic.
Cool thing.
Cool thing. And for anyone that's still here listening to my dulcet voice,
Hey.
hey, Joke Central, you wonder where Luke gets all of his not very good jokes from.
He is the writer of
it's
most
me.
of my jokes. It's all Chris.
So when you find them not funny, it's Luke. When they're funny, it's me. Or really, it should be the other way around, to be honest. When it's not funny, it's me. But this, so, I mean, it says Dulcet on the top. This is the second time we've sold this thing, obviously if it sells. And neither of us have any idea about what it is. I think all we can both agree on is that it's a fantastic guitar.
We actually had someone who phoned us up or emailed us and said I think I know
yeah.
who that guitar is by, and they sent me the page, which is on Facebook, I believe.
And it was only like 50 followers on it or something like that.
And it wasn't the same maker.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, it's definitely not the same maker. You can tell by the type of builds and the quality. I don't think it was.
But either way, it's made by someone who's given a lot of care to it. I mean, the inlay alone, like some of you might go, oh, you know, it's got like Tinkerbell. That's
what's wrong with Tinkerbell?
Well, exactly.
Peter Pan.
Yeah,
Hook. One of the greatest films ever.
For someone like me, who is like, you know, chuggy riffs and things like that, these hot pickups combined with Tinkerbell, you go like, oh, yeah, what's up with that? So I don't care. Great playing thing. But yeah, whatever it's made out of, its value is essentially in its constituent parts. I mean, these Spurzl tuners alone, as someone who's recently tried to get hold of some Spurzl tuners, is pretty damn near impossible. I had to trawl eBay for weeks, snapping up what I could from the States, effectively, at largely inflated prices for that one guitar that I was doing. But they are great. This thing is great, and I hope it goes to a good new home.
You're great. So there we go. That confirms it. Chris is going to be on more videos.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say he's a real person.
He is a real person. It's true. But no, that was fantastic. Watching Chris in front of the camera, actually, really impressed. If you'd like to see him more, let us know in the comments. All shout yay. Then I have to do it less, but I will have to find someone to control the camera because I cannot do that. That's not for me. But anyway, so hopefully the camera work was up to scratch as well. But I really do hope you liked our top 10. I think we'll try and do this for every sale, and then Chris really can be forced to get back in front of the camera again. But the auction is 9th to the 12th of September. Obviously, all of these guitars are on the 9th of September 2025. So if it's now 2026 and you're watching this video, you've missed us. But you can go and see the catalogue, auctions.gardinerhoulgate.co.uk, guitarauctions.com, guitar-auctions.co.uk. Have a look at the catalogue. Of course, you can submit for your condition reports. This video is very likely to be going out on the weekend before the sale. I'm not quite sure when it's going to land yet. So if you are watching this video as it releases or very soon after, you will be before the sale. So you will have chance also to come down and briefly view before the auction as well. We do have another day of viewing on Monday, the 8th of September, because that's the day before the auction. It's getting close. We're recording this a couple of days before the weekend before. So please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the bell icon. We are trying a drive to get to 10,000 subs. That'll be fantastic before Christmas. More subs we get, the more of these videos we can do. And yeah, thanks for joining us today. Like I said, let us know what you think of these videos in the comments, and we really look forward to seeing you next time.